Hello, sorry for being late. I actually, how do I say it? I actually streamed the first few minutes of this session, at least giving an introduction into the STD Championship, but never realized that I was streaming to the wrong live stream channel. Sometimes some things happen that are totally dumb. Welcome here to the season finale of the STD Championship. We're here at Fernbay Gold Reversed. And yeah, finally, the right viewers can see the right thing on screen. We're actually here in a 20-minute qualifying session. This qualifying session is there to actually determine who is starting from which position. So the starting lineup for the sprint race is done via this. As usual, actually the TV director doesn't really allow to have some qualifying statistics. A program which is not developed since 2008, so to speak. Oh, we've got a spinner, Helmer. Spin there at the top of the hill, exiting the club chicane. So, hardcore qualifying here, that's why you see some cars peeling off into the pit lane. The good thing about it is that actually every driver has to be on track, so the track is quite filled. And oh, we've got some car running wide from Sonic Realms. That's Conway. So if you've read the thread in the forums, which is also one way to communicate with us, the other way is to use the live stream chat. That should be either on the right side of your screen, or it should be appearing when you click on that chat button underneath the video. In some cases it doesn't appear. So if you've read the post about this race, you already know that this championship is pretty much decided, and that the first STD championship winner might be Mika Nitmaki. Well, I'll play some advertisement for Avira. No, not really, but Nitmaki already has a 31-point lead in front of Joe Holmes. Joe Holmes hasn't been seen since round 3. The last appearance of him here in this championship. And yeah, Jonas Baksich would be the next one, but he is neither here in the race. So Nitmaki seems to drive this championship home, taking just a look at him in his orange and black car. Similar situation in the team's championship. Lance Road Racing Team actually overtook the championship lead from speeder racing and my 3ID after these two teams have not been seen since round 3 scoring any points in this championship. And the nation standings also is pretty much decided to Finland. But still we've got 2 races here on the line. 2 race wins, and being streamed is also something rather fine. Also a thank you to Andro, who's keeping us updated with the fastest laps from the qualifying. It's always a bit tricky with qualifying and TV Direct and streaming. So let me trick around a bit. So I hope this helps a bit. Stream quality could be high enough to actually show you what's happening. Tanya from Lanzarote Racing Team is currently in the provisional pole position with 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go. He's done 1:43.98. Second is championship leading Nick Mackey with a 1:44.41, so already 4/10 of a second between those two. Third place is Kovanen, who's currently waiting in the pits, changing tires. Then in fourth position we've got the 166 of Scalin. This car. I don't know why it's a few on the front, because fourth position is quite good actually. Going further into fifth position, that's Kaplavka, the 133. Yeah. So the further running order: 6th place for Rebo, 7th place for Timonen, which just changes. Lotus improved, and another guy improved. It was Orvisyavi. Then yeah, I've lost track. And if everything works right, I have
User joined your channel.
Here we are, a co-commentator for today, as he has been also a co-commentator for the last few days. I really warmly welcome Dominic Engel here in the commentary booth.
Hello.
And soon, and soon on the server as well. Yeah, you quickly joined the session. You can give a better rundown than me, having here to trust on LFS Remote halfly.
Let's see. I don't know. I'm not sure. Just decided that I was too bored to just watch the race. So yeah, I think I'll just wait until quality ends, cause meh.
Okay, the current qualifying order, again to the left of your screen. Some say it's readable in the full screen. I sadly cannot increase the fonts there because LFS Remote. So yeah, the last STD race we commentated together was the World Nations League STD round from South City.
That one was relatively awesome in a way. Not most of it, but those few laps that were just pretty awesome.
Yeah, so really was a pretty awesome race, pretty much fun we had. In what way do you expect it to change due to the fact that we're not in South City but in Fernbay Gold?
Well, since it's not SO4, I would say everyone uses XRG and is fast with it, and that seems to be actually the case.
Yeah, looking through the remote stuff, the first 11 positions all XRGs.
No, there's an XFG in 5th from what I can see.
Oh yeah. Those codes are really too similar. Just that one letter in the middle.
And also what this has, what Nations World League didn't have, is the success balance system, of course.
Yes, there's a nice impressive chart actually in the opening post. Though some of the races actually would have to wear ballast are not present today.
I think you actually lose ballast by not being there.
Which is not really, doesn't really matter because, well, it's the last and final round of the season.
So many final rounds of the season this week.
Yeah, that's actually true. We've had on Tuesday the GT1 challenge ending. Today the STD championships ending. So yeah, can you give us a rundown through the standings?
Okay. Pena is first with 143.94.38 ahead of second place Nitty Mackie. Then it's Kovanen from Skellin, Timonen in sixth, which is actually fifth because I can't count. Travis Yavi in sixth, then Kapelavka in seventh, Voliotis in eighth, Robo in ninth. Jesus, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Didn't know 2 years ago.
I guess it's Hajdeniak.
I'm not sure. Probably, yeah. Then it's Roop in 10th, Pers in 12th. Oh god, just don't even... The order I say it's right, but the numbers are all wrong. Routestep in 14th, behind Monakov in 13th, who I forgot, so forget about the order as well. Conway in 15th, Kapal 16th, Pilaya in 17th, Taskinen in 18th, Novotny in 19th, Vandenbosch in 20th, Pulinj in 21st, Stefanov in 22nd, Helerma in 23rd, and Pira in 24th. And I will never ever do a position rundown for the next 3 years.
Well, even though there might be some coverage of some other leagues where you might join, and just don't be too sure about it, I just say.
I remember I did the MOE GT2 positions rundown, but that was only like 18 cars, and it was names I actually knew, so it was a bit easier than this.
Yeah, you actually still get some compliments by our dear Hansi. From chat. So currently we're just waiting for the sprint race to start again, like at the beginning of this league, we will have lag laps.
So we have more laps than lag.
Let's hope, yeah. And we're actually waiting the full time until 6:30 UTC, just to be sure if someone else who pre-qualified joins, that he still races. Yeah, in the pre-qualifying we all also had Hani Korpi, Holmes, and some other guys who would have been able to race today. So also here in this league a decline in participants.
It's still more than twice as much as the minimum we had in GT1 Challenge. Then GT1 Challenge was every week and on a Tuesday. This is every 2 weeks and on a Thursday, which is just about better.
I wanted to say so little German participants, but I have a guess that they all have girlfriends which want to watch Germany's Next Top Model, which would be on the same time slot.
Show would break my TV. Because it's so bad, because I would smash it. So why would you
or-
watch that TV show if you can watch this race instead?
That's actually true. But, a friend of mine just told me, hey, you can be happy, you're still free. Meaning, no girlfriend. So, being able to do such things because he had to go to watch it. Anyways, for the more manly topics of the day, if there is any gold scored in UEFA Europe, okay, UEFA Europa League. Oh, it sounds so horrible in English. I will tell you. Just as you might remember from past rounds I covered when soccer was played. We lost someone.
He's gone away when he heard that Germany next top model is on.
Good guess.
Oh, Flame. Oh.
Oh.
At least he noticed he's not on the grid. That's a good start.
You actually can feel that Flame is doing so much racing currently. I mean, he was like in every broadcast this week.
So here's the lag lap, so expect a few massive explosions. Actually gonna focus on Timonen in the XFG in 5th. Ooh, actually not that bad start for XFG. But he almost instantly gets wrecked in turn 1, even though it's only the lag lap. Seems like we're almost doing a whole lap. Oh no, here we go. Jinxed that. Good luck. I hope they won't need too much of that. It's a real start now for the sprint race of the final STD championship round. And the lights are green and off they are. More or less. Relatively short run down to turn 1, but it's a very tricky chicane. Let's see if everyone gets at least more or less through it without having an accident of some sort. But,
There's a Savage Sim Sports car running.
That is Flame.
Oh, Flame! Hey!
And he's now fighting with his ABBA-loving teammate.
Car routes up.
Who will probably beat me in IGP later, which I won't like him for.
Ooh! And there goes Sam Graham's car flying.
That was a bit dodgy there. A bit naughty. It's weird, yeah. We will mostly see XFGs at the back of the field, but they race for the positions they can race for back there. Not they're not taking it easy, especially not in a 9-lap race.
It's always interesting. This wall at the exit there. How often this is used?
But it's not actually fast. It's just very easy to run into it.
Oh, multi-wide through the S's there.
Oh my god. Oh, behind him, it's behind Skellin, it's Oriotis and Erobo. All in a train really. You couldn't say they're fighting for a position, just everyone is fighting for everything at the moment. Oh, Perskin turned around! Ooh, that's gone somewhat wrong. It's being passed by a whole lot of cars now.
Actually, this track has little overtaking opportunities.
Or Flame side by side with number 128 Monokov for 13th place. XRG versus XFG. It's actually weird to watch these cars race. I've been so used to watching GTRs race, and I'm like, how can they be so close? Oh wait.
They've got like no power at all.
No downforce and no grip, so you can't lose no grip.
That's also the contrast to City Liga we've covered on Monday, because City Liga, the raceabout actually had some power.
Big draft as well.
Second lap in the books.
Further at the front we have another inter-car battle for 5th.
Between Timonen and Kaplavka.
It's, I think Piri Motorsport and Red Line Racing. Watching these cars is like it's like watching Elfa's car light protests in slow motion the other day.
Oh yeah, I can agree.
You know, less accidents up to now.
Alright.
Wow, it's very loose from Kaplavka.
Oh, Kaplavka!
Oh, and he's off! And the car behind him is off as well. You'll probably have to fight with him now.
They just did.
With Skellin.
They just did a shooty Darkovich thingy.
That one was more epic. Because they drove
More
around
speed.
down half the straight, going about 160 on the grass. Oh, Kaplavka sideways again. So yeah, well these cars, well the XRG has tyres that are about as wide as a bicycle's tyres. Fastest lap by Pena, 144.22 in the XRG. Ooh, some of these cars are very, very stiff over the curbs. A lot of bouncing going on.
To be honest, yesterday there was in NDR Club actually ITTC on the counter course direction at this course. It's just looking so strange to me currently. Compared to the racing yesterday, where also Martin Capel was involved.
He's been racing every day up to now, this week. I've been commentating almost every day in this week.
Yeah, that's true. Someone's off. That's
Timonen is XFG, which is a very safe and not roll-happy car in any way. It's really nice to see that he has to avoid the second curb in the final chicane by a lot, whereas everyone else in the XRG just completely hits it and almost put on out. Means that his ABBA playlist has probably stopped and he can't continue like that. Fastest lap by Nitty Mackie, the championship leader, I think. Also got some decent amount of kilos in his car, if I remember correctly. He's got 33 nice kilos there.
Oh, and there goes Skellen and Kavlavka again, but Kavlavka this time spent more time doing the picnic.
Yeah, doing that is kind of not very helpful for your progression through the field or through the race. You can see that at least slower corners are helping the XFG be more competitive here. You've got completely fresh tracks like Aston and Kyoto. Whoa. Not a good idea going on the grass, even though it's easily done in these cars. I mean, they have absolutely no downforce whatsoever.
And now look at this car train led by Votolotus. 4, 5, 6 cars in a row.
Heidiniak off up in the last corner.
Including a fight between Heidiniak and Aribo.
Oh! Whoa!
Contact!
Heidiniak.
Ruper was it, not Aribo.
Another Infinity Esports car in LFS. I'm scarcely believing what I can see.
Yeah, 2 in a week. That's wow.
That's about 3 more than other cars or other weeks. I mean,
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's quite a rarity to see Infinity Esports in these days.
there are also 3 people behind him who can seem very close up to themselves as well.
Behind him the car of Ruper from Redline Racing, not to be confused with the Team Redline.
Even though their web address is teamredline.co.uk, which, well, has caused some confusion in the past, as I think I've mentioned on Tuesday in the GT1 Challenge stream as well.
So Team Redline Racing.
Oh, Martin Kapal getting a very good run out of the last corner, bumping into Monakov. That's that run binned. Feels like quite a long race for 9-lap race.
So yeah, for people who wonder what if this race is live, yes it is.
Fight between Koplovka and Timonen and Skellin actually for 5th, 6th and 7th.
Skellin actually got around Timonen.
Looks like it. Koplovka almost got around Timonen. Ooh, don't go down the inside there, son.
Bad place to do
Hey,
an
guess
overtake.
what? All the people who moan about the LFS netcode, we've had contact plenty of times and no one has ended up on a different planet. Just, I guess good.
Yeah, I remember actually it to be one of the better netcodes out there when they increased it to 32 races. But that's some days ago.
Everything in this... I think the newest thing you're currently seeing in this race is the it's the wheels and the back lights on the XRG to go with the dashboard lights, which are from October 09 or November 09. I think it's October.
Well, and
So yeah.
throughout the course of the season, the newest thing were the open configs.
The problem with them is they are extremely PC consuming.
Voltolatus following Rebo.
Which means he's somehow around him.
Yes.
Once. Only this lap and one more to go. Just notice that Euro isn't even using ABS.
Yet he's faster, but Voltolatus has got quite some amount of kilograms.
He's got 15 kilos, which, well, it's not a help to him. Let's say like it's not majorly bad. It's not a help to him for sure.
Kaplavka is still trying to get around Timonen.
Those just have been fighting. It's quite funny to see XRGs have hotter than XFGs.
There comes Pena around the last corner. So he wins the sprint race of today. Timaki in second. Korvanen in third. Orvanis Järvi in fourth. Skellin, Timonen, Kaplavka, Rebo, Voltolatis, Hydinyak, Rupel, Monakov, Pal, Piala, Peas, Vandenbosch. Oh, that was a close finish with Novotny. Polinch, Stefanov, Conway, Taskinen, and Helema.
That's the sprint race.
Now everyone is forming up into a nice photo formation at the end of the start-finish straight. So, sprint race done.
Feature race to come. That was really bad.
Well, it can be worse.
Not gonna try to make it worse, that's for sure. Probably one of the shortest races I'll be watching all year long, to be honest, from what I know. Since, well, we've got... oh yeah, we've never mentioned GT2 World Series is back next week.
Yes, it returns next week.
With 3 hours BO1R, pre-qualifying starts on Sunday for that. If you haven't signed up yet and you have a team, or you know someone who you wanna do it with, feel free, go ahead. Everyone who gets through pre-qualifying, for round 1, will be able to qualify and race for that. So yeah, it could be quite exciting, and will actually be quite exciting, not just could.
So there will be a couple of 3-hour races into 6-hour races. That's round about the schedule, and the races are at least 3 weeks apart, so there's really pretty much time to practice for GT2 World Series.
Unlike for GT1 Challenge.
It's the total contrast. I mean, GT1 Challenge was just 1-hour race, and there we do have 3 and 6-hour races, plus GT1 Challenge, as you say, was just 1 week apart, while GT2 World Series will be several weeks apart. Actually, it actually reminds me of the real GT1 and GT2 thing, because GT1s were used only for sprint races, while GT2s went to Le Mans.
Well, the one thing apart thing was because I actually thought that GT2 World Series would start earlier, and I didn't want to run into that season, so I spaced it a bit tight, really. So yeah, and not just GT2 World Series, also of course another shameless plug, LFS Card.
Yeah,
yet, but well, you can expect
there will be some sort of announcement soon. Twinkle, twinkle.
This card is an awesome league, and that's not me saying that because I've been good in it. Not a biased opinion in any way.
So what Racing Administration tries to do now is speed it up. So everyone just joins and rejoins, so that we can start the 17 lap race.
Yeah, and by the way, talking about leagues coming up, I know it's a bit far away, but you can maybe expect something from me again around the time of mid-June, maybe end of June, early July. So if you like league racing with different kinds of formats, then you're gonna be, well, getting what you want this year. And, well, I can already tell you, it's not a second GT1 challenge season.
So yeah, that was like a world premiere. It is actually a world premiere. So on a side note, one of the drivers, I will not mention his name, just found out, hey, you can swap places in the for speed.
Well, better now than never.
As on the part reversed grid is just in the makings. Top 8 reversed.
Actually, before making for some good close racing.
Also a mandatory pit stop.
And also the race is twice as long. Yay! Go Chaos, go!
Well, all the time, if anyone says something about Chaos, I have to think of the Dark Knight. He just wants the world to burn.
Not really, I just want something to laugh at, if I'm honest. People know we will probably understand why.
Well, as long as we don't laugh at India. I mean, they have showed their new nuclear weapon today.
That's my fault.
That's your fault. Well, not only yours, but we both have partly fault in that. Thanks to our Nations World League.
Yeah, and Nikki.
And Nikki, yeah. Nikki was also part of it.
I blame it all on him because he's not here.
He could have been here, actually. He would have some 30 kilograms of extra ballast in his car.
That's quite a lot.
Because his average finish was 1.5, so he won a race and ended up second the other.
He fell off the podium. That's why it's 1.5, not 1.
Ah, okay. He is ninth in the championship. Though I believe that the one or the other driver can surpass him after this round.
I guess it's pretty much the same as GT1 Challenger. Drivers go and come.
Yeah.
Well, it's still a steady grid size. It's, I wouldn't say it's a massively high standard league. It's a good league, but it's not something that is...
the first rounds were actually quite great.
Yeah, the first rounds, but then it kind of, well... kind of flattened out a bit.
But that's actually always the problems of leagues.
But then the first two GT1 Challenge rounds were pretty... Well, the second one was awesome, really. The rest was not even good compared to round 2. But as I said, I've got things planned, and I hope to be able to change that with those. Yeah. Don't you think I'm already done for this year?
Sorry, what?
I'm not done yet for this year with my
leagues. Okay. You're not done.
I expect something mad or something very mad.
Good to see someone who's doing quite a lot in these days.
Also quite mad, we have a lag lap for the sprint race, which isn't true because it's the feature race.
Yeah, feature race, quick rundown. Rebo, Kablavka, Timonen, Skalin, Ovasjärvi, Nitmaki, Kovanen and Pena, that's the top 8. Vertolotis, Heidiniak, Rupel, Monakov, Kapal, and they go now, so I can't really continue reading. But our dear ABBA fan rejoins at the back of the field, so
Oh!
Guys, please don't do that on the real restart. Oh, and there's again someone off.
That's the reason I love it. Should be TBOs really, because you can do the same amount of crashes, but it has more power. I mean, the same amount of action, but yeah, it has more power.
We all remember the great famous days of STCC.
Oh dear. That's all I'm gonna say to that. When we restart already, just a bit earlier than last time. For the final race of the season, pit stop required 17 laps of FE3R with the STD class. I'm gonna go on board with Timonen in the XFG in 3rd place this time and see how many miles behind everyone else he will be by turn 1. So we're
Green!
He's already
There
been
goes
hit.
the first.
That goes to 2nd place. Or the 2nd place, I mean he's down to 5th from 3rd. Very nice line from Oris Yavi. Thinking, oh I know, let's cut here.
There's been some words about cutting earlier. Oh, look at Timonen. He's nearly spinning in the XRG. The good old Turinka game. Knock you once, knock you twice, spin you a 3rd time.
The only way this could be better is with slicks. Then the cars would just have way too much grip and drive like a lunatic, really. If you think that is stupid, yes it is, but that's why it's so good.
Well, there is some serious using a slick mod. Well, there are actually different thoughts about it.
It's kind of hard, it doesn't really change cars in a way they can't be driven, except for maybe the XFG or the UF1, because if you turn into a corner you just roll over instantly and you go over the fence and take the wrong route. But for TBO, LRF class, LX4 and so on, it's actually quite okay, because well, those have a relatively low center of gravity. XRT is kind of flip happy from my experience, but you just gotta use your brain and then it's no problem. Or, well, not hit inside curbs much.
Pairs ran wide, losing a couple of spots. Yeah, well, you've got some experience with that, don't you? Running on the multi-mod server.
I've mainly spent my time...
Whoa! Big
That
crash!
is a big crash! I mainly spent my time now just watching that massive accident with, I think, Van den
It was
Bosch.
Pairs and
Van den Bosch going into the side of Pairs when he was on the grass. I don't know what he thought there, but, well, that wasn't that bright. Well, at the front we have a three-way battle for first. RoboCup,
Well, three-way.
Skellin. Was three-way before they went through the corner.
Again, some shameless Avira commercial. If you watched a couple of other streams, you could actually say, hey, when is that Avira screen coming up again?
Oh, couple off loose out of chicane and down inside goes Skellin. That's a lot of curb and that's a lot of grass. And there it goes his position right after he's got it. He's now going to be attacked by a man or a or Ravis Yavi. Slapped by Heinyak. Car out, stepped in the pits, changing to a different track on his album.
Also pass into the pit lane after his, let's say, wrestling with Vandenbosch.
It was more like, well, comparison of how big of a crash you have when the inside car is on grass turning into a corner.
Well, from the looks of things, it was for me like a featherweight boxer against a super heavyweight boxer. One strike and one is off. That might actually lead to some discussions and maybe to a penalty later on.
I see a battle from second down to
yes,
8th.
that's second. Down to Pena. Even Vortolotis is at the back now. Oh, Vortolotis! Well, if you take the curb to brake on it, it can't go well.
We know how badly. Ooh, that's very, very, very sideways from Bortolotti there, and he's going to lose both. Well, space leads to both the cars behind him. As in turn 1, everyone's having a party going over curbs in front of those cars. So Martin Capel in the pits. He's trying to join TeamSpeak again to talk to us.
Doesn't look like.
Kovanen off almost. It's just that thing with these cars. One guy makes a mistake, then the second guy makes a mistake, and you always just get back together even if you spread out. On a tied track, exactly, tied track like this. Whatever a tied track is, if someone knows, please tell me. Hitting Mackie off. Ooh, that's not the road, son. Wanna more stay on the great stuff.
And now look at the accident of G.
All the accident, then none of the acceleration.
Oh, he had the far better exit actually from the line and from the position.
He's got a Lotus engine.
Yes. I mean, since we've got a different audience compared to Monday, again, on Monday the IndyCar website was down for some reason, and when it was down they actually showed an IndyCar, not an IndyCar off track, and this IndyCar off track was a Lotus, in the classic Lotus livery.
Yeah, but that's not really explaining the situation. It's more like Lotus's engines in IndyCar. Which are incredibly powerful.
Oh, and now there's a move. Pena wants to go around the outside of... No, doesn't.
Oh, very... Oh. Very, very... Insert word after that. You choose, I don't.
Well, since these cars have no grip, they've actually got no grip to lose when they are following a car in front
That's
through
actually...
faster corners.
I just noticed how extreme we went this week. We started off with City League with the raceabout, which has absolutely no grip in any way, shape or form. Then we continued with GT1 Challenge, which have, well, those GTR cars have plenty of grip. And now we're back with these cars, which have no grip again.
Pilaya and Kovanen testing out which line was better at the exit, drag race there on the start-finish line, and it turned out to be that the one who actually drove used all the track for his line had the biggest speed at the end of the start-finish straight.
Yeah, it's just about keeping momentum up, really.
Oh,
I kind
look.
of like these cars, but, well, to watch racing with them is great, but to drive them can be a bit boring if you aren't battling with
Oh,
them.
look at 15th, 16th and 17th. Vandenbosch, Conway, Routzepp, Capel. That's what I call a tight group.
Oh yes, that is a... Ooh. Don't shove each other into a wall, guys. Not Red Bull, McLaren in F1.
They are... Oh! Contact between the Savage Sim Sports car and Sonic Realms. And there goes Vandenbosch wide.
Bosch. Oh no!
Oh, and the inside, look at this, look at Savage Sim Sports.
Oh,
flip,
he's rolled!
flip. Carl routes and flips.
Oh my god!
And that's his race.
That's gone wrong. That's gone
Two
massively
DNFs.
wrong.
Carl disconnects.
That move has made my day. It doesn't matter what happens in IGP now.
Yeah, taking a breath now. After this rather interesting flame now at the back of Vandenbosch. Vandenbosch didn't make his pit stop yet.
Flame did. It's not a real battle, but of course it's an on-track battle. Actually, the first time in a while I've seen a car flip live. I actually think I remember who the last person was I saw flip live in a race. But well, we already mentioned him plentifully. Oh, Vandenbosch! Ooh, that's a lot of grass. Well, you don't want to do that in this second track. And again. Oh, yeah, that's how you do it.
It's actually the same mistake he made earlier when all this mayhem with Routzepp began.
He didn't get dived by my XFG and which rolled into him.
We've got a battle for the lead. Again a Savage Sim Sports car. Oh dear.
Oh, another car upside down. Ooh.
Where?
That's
Stefanov.
88? 83.
83.
Hard to see with blue numbers.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we have a battle for top 3. Or second place down at lead, really, with Skellin and the Kaplavka car.
Just showing you you guys out there, Pulinch and who's it? Kovanen. Oh, okay. Kovanen got around the outside of Pulinch there. Stefanov disconnects, was expected.
There's not not much you can do after you've rolled out.
You can still watch the race. Well, it's rather painful after that.
I think I remember I rolled twice here in LFS card actually in that chicane. Still finished 8th somehow, even though I was a lap down. I still don't know how that happened to this day. It was probably the most chaotic LFS kart race ever. Not talking about safety cars, but talking about the way it went.
The actual the idea to have a race around here
wasn't only my idea.
It was my idea.
Oh, never again.
Well, actually, Funby Black is quite okay with FO8s, but the shorter versions all fail.
Funby Gold would be fine, I think, but...
well, we've tested it, no.
It's better than FE3R.
Which is on in City Liga, if you want to watch me on board flipping through that chicane.
Yeah, it's FE4 and City Liga in FOA.
Yes.
It'll be fun! Well, to watch, not to drive.
Who is also showing my luck to be with 3. All this race was watching here. I already asked him if he has any tips for me. How to survive and how to be fast while surviving. Battle for 2nd position, Kablavka and Skillin.
Those top 3 guys, aren't they? Oh, that's a big drift for both the top 2 cars. 1st and 2nd play, basically, which I could have just said like that. Because none of them has pitted yet.
A tighter battle down, Martin Kapal with Conway.
That's again XFG versus XRG.
David versus Goliath, so to speak.
It's a 1.8 litre engine versus a 1.3 litre engine. I think it's about 940 kilograms versus 1100 or 1200. So yeah. Only 0.3 of a second between them at the first split on this lap. It's not a lot, and well, if Flame gets the draft or Conway makes a mistake, should see a pass anytime soon, really.
You've just seen out there a lag, while Flame actually drove through the car because of lag. And now they are really close together through the S's. Actually, the area where the XFG
makes a mistake. But Conway hits that curb there, which wasn't that good. So Flame makes up a bit.
Again, we see Flame.
It's almost handbraking it off the track. Jesus.
Jumping to another close battle again, Plinch and Nidimaki, again this constellation of David versus Goliath.
Whoa! Very much 2 wheels there from Plinch. Almost rolled it.
Oh, contact! Why do you make contact there? Seriously?
Michael Lynch is running wide. Will we see a bit of a dive here? No. See a cheeky bump? No.
Again, good old rule of touring car racing. Once but twice spin you the third time.
Yeah, but now we're back into the S's. Bit off draft there for the XRG.
If he makes contact now, Polinchka's taking a fly.
Be funny if he bumps him into the braking zone for a chicane. Well, it would not be funny, but it would be interesting.
Oh! We actually saw him taking at least a thought and diving in.
Yeah, but will we now see a Poon last turn exit? Oh yes, here we go. That should be enough. Timonen in the pits.
Polinch still has to do a pit stop and the lag.
Nitinmäki. Oh,
there comes a car from... Whoa!
I hate it when it's so close, it scares me.
That sounds familiar.
Nitinmäki.
And now again a sandwich.
Now. It's wide and Polinch is right back up his rear.
And at the tail back of this group there's Hydinyak.
Oh, Polinch! Come on, don't make contact. Actually not worse, I'm not sure what's scarier, almost contact or contact.
Wow.
In GTR, it's really a done deal. Once a car gets drafted, it's gonna be far easier to pass than in these. But, well, then it's not that easy to pass, because the other car, of course, has also way more grip than what it has here when it gets into a mistake.
The top two are again close together.
Lynch flicks on his indicator for some reason. But yeah, top two are very close to each other, Aerobo and Skellin. Oh, Skellin taking a lot off curb in turn one, and Aerobo getting very, very loose. Almost side by side for the second braking zone. This bit of a 90-degree flat out right-hander. Which isn't actually 90 degrees in radius, because I only made that up just now. Oh, he's trying very hard to stay at the rear of Aerobo's car.
This little bit of grass actually used as curb.
It loses out a bit on the entry to the straight. Is there a bit of breathing space for the S-bends coming up now? Actually, really nice drive, just the braking zone for the chicane is absolutely horrible.
This section, one of the most fun sections actually in Need for Speed, at least for me. Until the braking zone, of course.
Oh, Skellin drifting with two wheels.
And now taking a look to the inside! Savage Simsford's car goes to the very inside and Skellin into the pit
lane. Oh, and he gets drive-through!
He was too fast, that's this race being done.
I bet you're gonna sit still with a
look at
face.
Avasiavi side by side out of the pit lane. Oh, and now into the traffic. Wow.
Almost. It's not a very safe pit exit here.
Give me one safe pit exit or entry and live with speed.
Safe pit exit AS5.
Okay. AS5. That's
Or
actually...
AS4 or AS6. Or AS3
Do you mean
or AS2.
AS North?
Aston North. No, Aston North has
okay.
got one of the worst.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say.
Why would anyone put a wall right in front of you? Well, it's done in real life, obviously, but in real life, people aren't like in a rush of beating someone. Well, they are.
I actually remember an A1 GP race at Laguna Seca, where actually someone entered the pit line and then, did not use all the steering lock and then ended up in the pit lane entry wall.
We could ask David Coulthard about that.
We also could ask the Audi Red Bull drivers last year.
From DTM.
Yeah, DTM.
DTM called them from paper, so...
Yeah, but they in qualifying, both Red Bull cars came into the pit lane right after another and both crashed into the inside of the pit line entry wall.
DTM should actually be run with V8 supercars or any... much better. Well, we'll see how it goes this year, won't we, so...
Yeah, let's wait for the new formula, how crap it is. I mean, I've already heard from some drivers, not officially speaking about it, but saying behind the scenes that it's not really a formula which improves any overtaking.
I guess it's the problem with all series these days. It just has to be, well, it just has to sell in a way, as in it has to be watched. Sponsors have to get money from it. People have to invest in it, and well, merchandising stuff has to sell as well. So probably just all this thing, it's all new and it's going to be much better and blah, even though it's going to be probably exactly the same as in the last few years, only with different chassis.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, you've got a series like, for example, V8 Superstars from Italy, which has a tremendous starting grid, and now both leaders coming into the pit lane.
Oh, Aeroba getting away very slowly and he's lost the place.
Pena gets around in the pit lane and both enter the track
and
last in between.
Yeah, since this is boring, as you can see, it is... Well, actually, no, I'm not going to talk about since it. It's going to be very hard for Aeroba now to get back to second, or well, to the lead in the matter of 1.5 laps.
Aeroba tries
even possible.
The outside line. Doesn't work. Now the cutback. The cutback.
Oh, he's gonna
contact.
He's gonna get it.
Look at the sideways moment.
Into second. Oh my god, that was brilliant. That was awesome, that overtake.
One and a half laps to go for Aeroba. I don't think he will catch Pena, but he will.
Yeah, but he did quite an awesome overtake to get back second.
Yeah, that will definitely. I guess after the race he will say, "Look at my monster move there."
All he did is follow Jeremy Clarkson advice. More.
Whoa! Oh, Vernon! Airborne! And now spinning! No, not quite, but on the inside now for the start-finish sprint.
Ooh, Pena lagged! Don't time out now, Pena. It would be bad for you.
Look at this on the inside still, the Piri Motorsports car. Oh, too wide! Jumping over the curb. Contact! Red line goes off.
He's coming back into the back!
Kapilowka!
Oh dear, Nitimaki!
Nitimaki goes around the outside contact, but they don't get around.
Oh my god. Help. This is even worse than South City.
You don't have walls if someone is off.
Kovanen. Stand inside. We forgot his name there, I was so oh, he hits the wall!
He hits the inside wall. But now look at Nitimaki, he's right behind Oraviziavi.
He's actually got the easiest difficult name. And that kind of makes it so bad, but still. We're not gonna see any bumping action into the final few turns.
Kovanen joined the pits. The spectators.
It's a bit.
So there must have been happening something.
Maybe out of fuel actually.
And now not brave enough. Last few meters of the season. There goes Pena winning the race.
Winning both races and taking pole actually, so that's a nice hat-trick.
And Nitimaki over the line behind Aribo and Ovisiavi, winning the championship, I would say. I would guess. The last couple of cars now crossing the start-finish line. Wow, what some final laps here. Conway now in 16th. Novotny, Tuskinen and Vandenbosch, who actually was involved in some of the spectacle around here. He finishes the last car, so the results are official. Yeah, what? I still don't realize what happened there in the last couple of turns.
I'm just sitting here laughing. Only good thing is, I have, as I said, 3 concepts for a league. One could actually provide this kind of racing, and the other ones provide a bit of different racing, I guess.
And now, to top it, I just get the score, 18th minute, 1-0 for Atletico Madrid against Valencia. The goal was scored by Falcao, just to complete this one, for those who might have waited for something.
Germany's next top model.
Yeah, I don't know, I will not cover any Germany's next top model. The
worst thing is I have to listen to all the shit that went on in it tomorrow in my school class because they are watching it.
I had the same problem when I went to school. The worst thing about it was when we were on a school trip in Austria, and actually there was one little television in the whole hotel. And we all went there to watch some football, and then the girls came and switched.
I'm not talking about girls, you realize that.
Yeah, still. There were enough boys who accepted it, and no protest at all. Anyways, we had a race here. Yeah, so the season is over. STD Championship first season, quite a success, I would say.
It's like some other league in their first season. Yeah, it was definitely. Provided some well, for what I could see just now, amazing nerve-wracking moments. We only need to have an endurance version of this to have even longer nerve-wracking moments.
Yeah, I also would say it was a good success. Over the course of the season, pretty large fields. I mean, we've had 24 cars here in the last round, and this was, as far as I know, the smallest grid, which is awesome. I mean, I would have, I would love such a statistic.
I would love such a statistic, but yeah, it's not quite happened for me. But then, as I said, I'm not giving up. Hope this league returns some point.
I also hope it returns. I mean, the title of the series actually, it says Spring 2012. Could this mean that there will be some Fall 2012 season? Who knows? We have to wait for it.
You never know.
Or we would just had to ask Andrew. So, that's it for today. Pena won 2 races in a pretty interesting fashion, pretty exciting fashion. At the end of this race were like 2 of the best final laps I've ever seen, to be honest.
Yeah, those were some of the best final laps, and there's always these kind of road cars that provided. I mean, there is excitement in GTR races, obviously, but I wouldn't say it's worse, but it's a different kind of excitement, if that makes sense.
Yes, it's like comparing endurance racing to sprint races. The actual focus of the excitement is different. But yeah, that's it for the season. STD Championships over. We've seen the last few liters and milliliters of fuel being burned for this year, or for the season. I would suggest to take a look into the LFS forums and to watch out what announcements there may come about league racing. LFS is not dead, we're still racing, and this is one proof of it.
Indeed.
So long here from Fern Bay. I'm Thiele Falkenberg.
I'm a man who's on too many streams.